Hi there, my name is Yolanda de Prado. I run a beauty group on Facebook called De Prado Beauty, and this video is for all of you girls who are getting your makeup for the first time. So you got your makeup, now what? So you should have gotten a compact with your purchase. Depending on how many tins you got, you probably got the compact of your choice for free. They come in multiple different designs. You get to pick and choose whatever color and size you want based on your needs. My favorite one for everyday use is this one. It's called the Compact 12 because it fits 12 of these rectangular tins or 24 of these little square eyeshadow tins. I love it because it's got 2 layers. I keep my creams on one side and I keep my powders on one side so that they don't meddle and the powders don't get in the creams. If you have more creams, like I love collecting lip and cheeks for variety's sake, and you want to mix the powders and the creams, then just make sure that when you use a powder like Vanilla Soft or an eyeshadow, tip the compact down so the powder falls out instead of into any creams that you might have in there. All right, your tins come in these super cute tins. So they have a little metal lid and it just slides out one end. So once you figure out which end it slides out of, I recommend you hold it on the back, then pinch it like so and use your thumb to push it out. Some of them are easier than the others. If it's hard like this one, put a little piece of tape on top and then use the tape to pull the tin out. Let me show you this one because it's a little easier. It slides out here. Grab it on the back and use your thumb to slide it out. If you do it this way, you risk actually sticking your finger in there, which I did when I first got my makeup. So slide it out, take the lid out. They're super cute, so I like to save them. Also, they're convenient to pop old tins out. Let me show you what I mean. I take my highlight color, I pop it in the magnetic tin, and there they are. They are not coming out. Let's say I need to replace one of my colors. I would just take my lid, jam it in between, and use it to pop it out again to prevent my fingers from sticking. Now let me get this one. Some of them are harder than the others. There we go. This one is an illuminator in rose gold, but not only that, it's a perfume. So it's a solid perfume. You can put it on your face. It doesn't bother me personally, but also they work great just on the wrists. TSA approved. And in the summertime, if I'm wearing a bathing suit or something, it looks really good on your collarbones as well. All right. So again, I take my illuminator. This one is rose gold and I pop it in. I like to put my tins in here in the order that I use them. So in my case, I use the main highlight, which is the foundation that matches my skin the most. My brightening highlight, which is a lighter shade that goes to brighten and wake up your face. My contour, my lip and cheek, and my 2 additionals I have in here. I have Bella Cream Bronzer and I have my solid perfume / rose gold illuminator. Double whammy for that. And on the bottom, I have my setting powder, I got my cream eyeliner, I got, for variety's sake, I got a powdered illuminator and my favorite eyeshadows. And this right here, it's just a brush cleaning tile, so as I move in between colors, I can just wipe it in the sponge and get some of that excess color off. Okay. The other tools that you're going to want to get, you probably got at least one brush. I've gone over what the brushes do depending on your specific needs. I've recommended either the 3D brush, this is a perfect starter brush, or the blush and bronzer, my favorite. You can do a bunch of different things. I personally love doing my contour with the detail brush just because of its chiseled edges, but you could do your main foundation with the whole brush as well. I love the powder brush for applying powder. You can do your foundation with this too. It actually makes a very, very beautiful kind of finished look, just applying your highlight and your contour with the powder brush. But I like to keep one end of a brush completely cream-free for applying powder. You can use Vanilla Dust setting powder. I like its convenience because it's in my compact, But that being said, you can use any translucent setting powder to set your makeup into place. I only use powder on areas where I would get oily, so T-zone, around nostrils, chin, and then I have a lot of fine lines and wrinkles underneath my eyes, so I do put my vanilla dust or setting powder right under here as well, because it cements the cream into place and prevents it from creasing down the road. All right. I use the milk cream, which is extremely moisturizing. So what I do is I just do my skincare routine at night. In the morning, my skin is nice and supple and plump, so I don't need to moisturize again. If you do moisturize, make sure you give it plenty of time to soak into your skin before you put a cream on top. Otherwise, the cream is just going to sit on top of the cream and it's going to feel greasy and it's going to slide around and not stay on your face. I'm not a big fan of primers. Primers do the job that skincare should be doing, but if you are oily or you want your face to stay on extra long, then I put some Stay Spray on first. I spray it on top of my perfector sponge, just dab it all over my face, let it dry for a couple seconds, and then I apply my makeup. If you use sunscreen, I have some great ones that I discovered last summer that work very well with this cream-based makeup, so let me know if you need tips on that. Other than that, we're ready to go. So you can do your makeup in any way, or any order, I should say, that you want. A lot of folks like to do contour first, and then they fill in the blanks with the highlights, lip and cheeks, bronzer, etc., just to get one layer of makeup. I like to not layer the makeup, because the thinner the layer of makeup, the longer it lasts, the better it looks, and the better it feels. If you feel tacky, clammy, greasy, likelihood is you put on too much product. So just next time, try to put a little bit less, or use the perfector sponge at the end to blend, because it not only presses the product onto your skin, it also picks up any excess that you might be having around. Happy to troubleshoot with you, so don't be shy. Just because a party you might have been to, or just because you ordered, doesn't mean that I'm not here for you anymore. So just make sure to reach out if you have questions. I am here to help. I love this part. Okay, so this is getting to be a little bit long, the video, so let's start. If you got the 3D brush, which you probably got, I like to use the pointy end for contour just because it gives me a lot of detail, and the stubby end for my highlights because it's a little fluffier, so it gives me a lighter layer. It lets my freckles shine through, but it takes my pimples and my redness and makes it magically disappear. So first, you take your contour. Now, when you first get your creams and they're all smooth, you might have to dig in a little bit, so it may not get on the brush as easy as you were hoping, but once the surface kind of gets broken into, brushes start picking up the cream a lot better. The contour goes anywhere you would have natural shadows or where you want to reshape your face. You're basically just playing with light and shadow to recreate or enhance already existing shadows. I'm not going to talk too much on the teaching part as I apply my makeup, because I have different videos for that. Now that I have my contour, I'm just going to leave it unblended like this for a little bit, because it is primarily beeswax. My skin will warm it up a little bit, which is going to make it much easier for me to blend down the road. Next, I'm going into my main highlights. So this would be your darker highlight. You can live with just one. Like this would replace your foundation. That's the color that matches your skin the most. But I highly recommend you get the brightening highlight, because this is what wakes you up. That's what gives you that three-dimensional look. I didn't contour my nose yet because my nose is quite red. So this is the only place where I basically double layer, where I put a layer of highlight before I do my contour. I can live within up to 5 shades of these highlights. They look a lot different than what you're used to seeing, the beige bottles at the store, because we use some color solving technologies and undertones that help minimize things like redness, freckles, things like that, while letting you put on the lightest of light layers of makeup. Now as you go back to contour, right? If you love your nose the way it is, don't contour it. Just because I contour my nose and the girl next to me contours her nose, that doesn't mean that you have to start contouring your nose if you don't want to change the shape of it. So do whatever makes you feel beautiful. My other recommendation is that it's a cream-based makeup. The primary ingredient in this cream is beeswax. And liquid and powder foundations are either just powder or water, and once water gets on your skin, it dries, which is actually a drying component. So a lot of your skin, if you have been a consistent liquid or powder foundation user, your skin needs to acclimate to cream because it's been overproducing oils, probably to compensate for the lack of moisture that your makeup has. Now I'm going in with my brightening highlight. Now don't forget, under the eye, but bring it down in a Nike swoosh. We want to brighten this whole area. Otherwise, you're just highlighting your under eye bags, and nobody wants to highlight that part of their face. Trust me. Anyway, so once you get your makeup, whether you're going somewhere or not, put it on every day for 2 weeks. You don't have to do anything fancy. Maybe you don't even contour. But if you put it on for 2 weeks, it's a fun way to play. Try applying it in a different way. Do the contour first one day. Do the brightening first one day. Do multiple layers. Do single layers. Do lighter layers, thicker layers. Figure out what you like, which look is your favorite. Not only do you learn which way the makeup looks and feels the best on your skin, but your skin gets a minute to get used to it. And it's, I'm going to use Love Spell. Unfortunately, this is a discontinued color, but it is my favorite. I will show you, however, it's a gloss, which you wouldn't think, you want to put a gloss on your cheeks, but it adds a nice youthful kind of glow. And it's lip and cheek, so it doubles as a lipstick. Anyway, so back to your skin, it'll get used to it. Some of you girls may have an adjustment period of up to 2 weeks where your skin is basically, it's going to overproduce oil for a little bit until it realizes that it doesn't have to work so hard anymore. You switch to a gentler, kinder makeup that does a lot of the moisturizing for you. All right. This is the blush and bronzer brush. It's one of my absolute favorites. I actually use this blush or brush frequently to apply my main highlight. It gives me a lighter layer than the 3D brush, for example. All right. So now we have our main highlight, our brightening highlight, our contour, our lip and cheek. I am going to add a little bit of Bella Bronzer because I love it. Bella Bronzer is here. You take a swirly brush and I just make sure I swirl it round. That way I get the bronzer on most of the brush. And I tap it on where the sun would naturally get me. So top of my forehead, my nose, tops of my cheeks. And this is a fantastic tool, Bella Bronzer, when you are in kind of a transition period. So you don't have your winter shade and you don't have your summer shade. You're gradually getting tanner or losing your tan. This will help bring your foundation color to match your face and your body. Okay. And it's a buildable coverage, so this just gives me a little warmth. I don't want to look like I've got a tan today, but if I want, I can add a little bit more. All right, last but not least, we're going to contour the nose. And then just because I can, because it's right there, I'm going to throw on a little bit of eyeshadow and mascara. I'm obsessed. My eyelashes have grown so much, even my eyebrows. I have this new serum I've been trying called Lash Therapy. If you're curious about that one, that's not a Seint product, but if you're curious about it, I think I have at least a 10% off coupon that I can give to you. So it's not cheap, but that being said, it's lasted me a really long time. And they're visibly longer. All right. Last but not least, step 4, illuminator, aka also this is my solid perfume. You don't have to, you have to get the solid perfume separate, right? So the makeup itself has absolutely no smell to it. I like to put it on my cheekbones. I like to put it down the bridge of my nose. Maybe when I use the perfume, I don't really put it under my nose. But this is a solid perfume, so I would also put it my collarbones, my wrists. And this is really good for those of you who do, well, no, none of us commute right now, but when you do your commuter makeup, if you're on a train or a bus, or you throw it on in the car in between the gym and work. My favorite eyeshadow brush of all time is the eyeshadow brush. It's double-ended. I get a fluffy end for blending and a smaller end for more detail. We're gonna do Valencia today, which is this beautiful kind of orange crush kind of bright but mild color right here. It's a nice, beautiful base. And I'm just gonna float it on. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of Trust. And we're gonna just blend it. And this video is getting really long, so we're gonna wrap it up. And then we're gonna go in with Crush, which is a shimmer. And we're just gonna throw her on the eyelids. Moving lid. And then I'm going back into my illuminator and just putting her under the brows. I hope you found this video useful. There is a whole different tutorial where I spend a lot more time talking about placement of the makeup. So if you can't find that in my group by searching for it or on my YouTube channel, then make sure to reach out to me. But biggest tips are place your product in the compact in the order you think you're going to want to use it. Be careful sticking your finger in it. And if you can, separate your creams from your powders. And your skin may take a little bit of time to get used to it and acclimate to the product. So be patient, but make sure to always reach out to me if you have questions or concerns, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching.